Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great, and welcome to this new video right here on Ethereum. I wanted to do a full update. We'll do a bit of a recap of what I said yesterday. Yesterday I covered Ethereum as well, and that prediction was correctly or was 100% correct in terms of what I said back then. So that's good, but then it has already happened, right? I mean, my videos right now are quite short term, given the price action right now, which is very volatile, very quick. So then I have to stay on top of it, kind of. But yeah, so we'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about what's most likely today. So let's get right into it. What I said yesterday is that it was short term still most likely Ethereum would rally up higher. Now, to be fair, I mean, the price yesterday was already at this level right here at 2400, right? So what I said in the video is that, you know, if we're zooming all the way out, the most important level right now seems to be this level right here around 2600, 2650. So I said, you know, I think we can rally into that, and then from there we'll find resistance, which so far has happened. However, look, even though I think a pullback, well, is going on for Ethereum right now, and there's definitely a possibility here from the weekend going into a new week with all these imbalances to the downside, that will pull this down lower. But on the daily time frame, there's also a couple of developments that are actually pretty good, and there's some developments which make me think, you know, maybe we're not going to pull all the way back down into 2100 and 2000. I think some of you are saying right now, obviously we're not going to pull back into that, and I wouldn't say that's obvious. I mean, there's very much a magnet to that level, with the value area low right here, and and just in general the entire fair value gap, and there's some single print TPOs there. So in general, that's an area which the price does want to get to, but on the daily time frame, you know, regardless of hitting this major resistance level, which, by the way, the resistance around 2600 is a combination of this naked POC we had back from the consolidation in February, and a fair value gap, right? So then, and it's also just historically a bit of a resistance zone. So then you have three confluences, and that in combination with some bearish divergences we've had from Ethereum, with the price still making higher highs and the open interest also making higher highs, but the volume making lower highs and the RSI making lower highs. That made me think that was resistance. But now, like I said, look, do I think on the higher time frames Ethereum will remain bullish? Yes, all right. So just to get that out of the way, I do think with this technical price action, in combination with the volume and the general circumstances around the markets, I think this bullish momentum can sustain. But for me, the main question is that, all right, well, there's two support levels below us. One is very aggressive. It's at 2400, 2300, where we also have the 200 EMA on the daily and the 382 fib. So there's quite a lot of strength here. And then we have the perfect buy area a little bit lower, with the value area low on a very high time frame, so that matters a lot. Also with an imbalance and with the 0.618 fib, and then also 2000, which is a big psychological key level, of course. So these are the two support levels, and I think one of them will hold. I'm just not certain which one it will be. And personally, given all the reactivity to all the news, especially in the last 2 weeks, you know, if one thing goes wrong, I think we can have a pretty major pullback. So therefore, look, if we zoom in here, one thing that I do think you need to take into account is something like this, right? So that we drop down into 2350, just to take the average, and that we drop down below that and reclaim that. If we do something like that, then I think 2300 is going to hold as support. And that could be a great long opportunity to get into 2750, for example. But for now, I'm going to have to say that I think it's more likely that we will pull back slightly lower. So then I am talking about that area around 2100, and that from there we'll find support, and that from there we can rally up higher. All right, but ultimately, higher time frames, my bias does remain bullish. I'm just not 100% certain about which one of the two support levels is best to is most likely to provide us with a bounce. But hopefully still this helps a little bit. All right. But those are my thoughts. If you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.